Hi and welcome to the first video of this week. We're opening the trading week of June the 23rd, and we're going to have ahead of us, let's call it a semi-busy week. Not a lot of earnings, but every day we have important financial news. Some of them before the market opens, others will come during the market hours. So talking about news that are coming inside the market hours, in about 5 minutes we're going to have the flash manufacturing and services PMI. That's a piece of news that's coming in about 5 minutes. It's not the most important piece of news for the US economy. Having said that, it's coming inside the trading day, so it may move the market. Maybe it will move financials, maybe it will move other sectors. Anytime the number is coming outside of the scope of the prediction, it can definitely move the markets. So that's regarding today in about 5 minutes. Tomorrow at 10 a.m. and Wednesday at 10 a.m. we have the Fed Chairman Powell testifying before the Congress. That's important because he may encounter some tough questions. The way he responds will move the markets 100%. So if he's going to be either too bearish or too dovish, that can be affecting the market immediately. Keep in mind, he starts speaking at 10 a.m. That's half an hour into the trading day. That's tomorrow and Wednesday. On Thursday we have the GDP reading before the market opens at 8:30 a.m. And on Friday we have an inflation reading. It's called the core PCE price index, also before the market opens. So those are important numbers, but they're coming in at 8:30. The market opens at 9:30. So by the time the markets are open, those kind of news are already priced in, or most likely priced in. They may affect the market, but their effect is going to be felt more in the pre-market. So that's regarding news this upcoming week. Like I said before, we don't have any earnings or any important earnings on the agenda until late in the week. And of course, I hope that by now you know that this is not really earnings season. So we have a couple of earnings. Thursday, MU, GIS and paychecks, and Thursday after the bell, meaning it will be traded Friday, Nike, which is probably the most important stock that's reporting earnings this week. I will have to say that the MU is also important because it sheds a light on semiconductors, which is the most important sector for the US economy by far. So we have MU on Wednesday and after the bell, and Nike on Thursday after the bell. Plenty of time to discuss them until. So what are we going through this morning? Let's take a look at, first of all, at the big names. How are they lining up, and then we'll discuss the rest of the market. So AMD continues its unstoppable. We'll see. Hopefully, we'll have time to see the daily charts. And we have Tesla up 4%. I wonder what kind of news are driving Tesla this morning. AMD and PayPal, which are both. PayPal is clearly a continuation play from Friday. AMD has been very weak, very strong all last week on positive news, and I think it was upgraded as well. Tesla, we'll have to check on it later. And we have oil up thanks to the tensions in the Middle East and the war between Iran and Israel, and US is in the middle of all this thing. So the energy sector is up 0.5% on the pickup in oil prices. On the negative side, we have airlines, as expected. This is obviously the weakest sector when it comes, and the most affected immediately by oil prices. So Delta is down. There are also some disturbances because of the weather on the East Coast, may affect airlines. And we have Disney down 1%, Starbucks down 1% plus. Google continues to be weak after a very weak close. If you remember it, we discussed it over the weekend on Friday. And Micron is down, but that's marginally. So if we want to summarize who's strong, Tesla, and maybe AMD. Who's weak? Let's call it Delta, but it's not a 2% reading. It's not really weak. We want to see readings of 5%, 10%. In that ballpark, we don't have it in the gainers. In the list of gainers losers when it comes to important stocks. Now, if we're going or moving into the list of gainers losers, okay, this is a different story. We have HIMS down 27%. That's hims and hers. This company is in the healthcare business, selling prescription drugs. Mainly, they've been very, very strong in some areas. I don't want to, elaborate on that because that's none of our business. We'll take a look at HIMS and see how the intraday chart is looking. Is it a long? Is it a short? We have QUBT down 12%, and some other stocks that are down double digit. Any stock that's down double digit, and is shortable and has great volume, I mean great, really millions of shares and no spreads, is a candidate. Of course, HIMZ is not a stock, so let's put it aside. On the positive side, we have also HUSA. I think we discussed it last week. We're discussing so many stocks, up 54%. Is it an IPO? I'm not sure. I don't remember it anymore. So HUSA should be watched. We'll watch it in a minute. We have ZETA, CRMD. Basically anything, any symbol that's not, let's call it this way, spiking up on zero volume. And you know what? Let me change the rating here to 1 million shares and $10, so we know that we're dealing with the right stuff. So we have Zeta, EXCL, and TRS. That's a financial stock, CDTX, and many others. Okay, keep in mind, this is on this platform, I can only check for volume above 1 million. If you have the option to go above 2 or 3 million already, I will be at those levels by now. So, you know what, without further ado, let's take a look at some winners, losers. Let's go to the 2-minute chart, the 1 day. We don't want to see the pre-market, and see what's going on here. Let's take a look at HIMS, which is trading huge volumes and is a very volatile stock, and let's see where it's going, if it's going. Okay, that's HIMS, the 2-minute bar. So a drop in the morning, a reversal. I don't see anything at this point, but it's worth watching. Keep in mind, we are not in any by any ways need to press the button at 9:15 or sorry, at 9:45 and again, the news probably came out a bit positive than expected. You can see the SPY are now at the highs of the day, but again, we don't need to press the button now if you don't feel comfortable, and obviously I don't feel comfortable buying right now at HIMS. It's moving higher. Let's take a look at another stock that's down, CCCM. Never encountered this symbol. Let's see what it's about, the volumes, the spreads, the trend. Is it tradable, and so forth. Because of the screen capture makes everything so slow, so it takes some time for the chart to to appear. Okay, here it is. Okay, beautiful downtrend in CCCM. Okay, so that's a stock that if you have shorts available, I doubt it, that shorts are available. It should be a short play if it's coming back to maybe 1180. If you look at the chart, take a look at this breakdown. That's kind of a bear flag breakdown at 1177. Not with a tight stop loss, but a very nice one. Yielded a nice initial move. That's CCCM. So I'm gonna write it down, CCCM, and move it to one of my charts to follow up on it. And let's take a look at QUBT. Amazing volume. QUBT down, let me see how much is it down. Hold on a second. Again, take some time for my charts to upload because of the screen capture. Normally it's very, very fast. Okay, so QUBT, keep in mind, the stock is down 10%, but the trend overall, as you can see, is clearly higher. And what you can observe already, take a look at this almost perfect algo buying on any pullback. So the stock is down for whatever reason, obviously not a good reason, maybe profit taking. It doesn't matter. Intraday, it's a long play. So even though the stock is down, and you can see that it's down, hold on a second, let me point it to you. So QUBT is down big, like 10%, but you can see that the price action is actually higher. So if the price action is higher, you cannot fight it. Go long. Okay, if you see an entry point, of course. Keep in mind, we are day traders. We're looking for potential trades, and this stock, it's a $17 stock, but it's a very aggressive mover, and percentage-wise, it is worth day trading. Clearly worth day trading. So that's about QUBT. Let's move to the winner side. Let's take a look at AGUSA. I can't believe that I forgot what happened with this stock. Hold on a second. Wow. Okay, the daily looks crazy. Okay, looks like the daily of what was the symbol that we talked about so many times, and I keep forgetting it. Hold on a second, guys. SBET looks like SBET on the daily chart from 5 to 22. Okay, SBET moved from 5 to 120 or something like that, but you can unsustainable moves, probably due to a speculative move here. And anyway, the stock is up now 50%, yeah, 53%. The spreads are a bit tough, but maybe they will close later. You can see that by now it's building for a break over 23. That's how it looks right now. However, if you look at the stop loss, thinking about 1%, the stop loss here is more like 10%, not 10%, but in that ballpark. So for a move over 23, the risk is almost down to 21.30. Yeah, it's clear around the 10% level. However, the move to the highs is more than 10%. Again, this is something that I will put aside and not discuss it right now. Let's take a look at ZETA. Hold on a second. Very ugly move in ZETA, a fake breakout over the highs of the day. Keep in mind that it was also very strong on Friday, but closed at the end, at the end part or at the lows of the day. So it may repeat itself. A very weak close, a gap up and go in the morning session, but again, a candidate, but not necessarily a stock that I would trade right now. Basically, what we are looking right now is at gainers losers list, which are not necessarily the stocks that are the best to trade right now when the market is moving higher. So I didn't have enough time to post Tesla. We'll come back in about 2 hours at around 11:30 and discuss Tesla and the rest of the big leaders, and maybe we'll have some examples of trades into today's trading day. Thank you, and we'll see you at in about 2 hours.